So, my name is Mihail Iliev, and I'm part of the first science technology park in Bulgaria, Sofia Tech Park, for more than 12 years, a very long time. For the past 3 years, I'm leading the research and development in the innovation consortium, Sofia Tech Labs, which is the entity responsible for the development of the lab complex within the tech park. I will share a few words about the tech park itself, and now we'll continue to the sustainability part. So, Sofia Tech Park have many different setups, many different components. Incubator with acceleration program for supporting SMEs. One of the best event location for events connected to entrepreneurship, science, education, technology, etc. We have very good soft landing services for international companies. The first petascale supercomputer and the most powerful one in Eastern Europe. And of course, laboratory services. 11 different laboratories. I will tell you more about them in the later slide. In BU, we have office spaces and event halls, and this is something which is related to the sustainability of the park, the financial one. Story. It started as an EU-funded project. It was established between 2013 and 2015. We are 10 years old, and we are some kind sustainable, and I will show you how. These are the laboratories established with the great partnership with the main universities in Sofia in Bulgaria. Different topics between high-performance computing, life sciences, chemistry, biology, pharma, 3D creativity, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, intelligent communication infrastructures or new communications, and some of them are integrated within our EDIH. Artificial intelligence, virtual reality, cybersecurity, 3D creative, and high-performance computing. You heard yesterday about our EDIH, so I will not spend more time about it. 10 partners with 2 different types of services, business supporting and deep tech laboratory one. Yesterday, Gerasim, my colleagues, told you more about it. So let's talk about sustainability, and I would like to make this like a discussion, and you can interrupt me anytime and ask questions and comment, because it will be most useful for any of us this way. When we're talking about EDIHs or any projects, we are thinking mostly about we have these KPIs, we have these milestones, we have to report this and that. And we are not thinking, at least in the first, we are not thinking about sustainability. And we are thinking about sustainability and how we will operate after the grant in the end of the project, the last 6 months. And it is already too late. And we have to think about sustainability. We have to think that EU funding is a runway and not a destination. So we are not finishing with the finishing of the project. We have to build real capacity while the project is still active, to build the right people, the right teams, the right services. And we have to ask, do the SMEs need our services, and will they pay for them? Or they would only need them if they are free? I will return 2 slides back. These are our services. To be completely honest with you, I don't know what is the situation in all of your countries, but I'm not sure that in Bulgaria, at least in Sofia, the companies need... I have a pointer. I'm not sure that the companies need digital maturity assessment, or at least they don't need it for 5,000 euro. I'm not sure that they need it. I'm not sure that they need digital transformation planning. For many of them, they already know how they need to transform, to change, in order to be more competitive. At least I think so. This is my vision from our work from the past year and a half. What do they need? They need AI services, large language model modeling. They need virtual reality. They need high performance computing. They need investment funding opportunities, they need EU funding services and support. And this is the sectors that they will pay after the project finishes. So, in my opinion, we have to establish teams in deep tech, in EU planning, and in investment opportunities finding. And just to say it one more time, we have to transform our services and our activities to this that they will pay for after the end of the project, because in other cases, the EDIHs will stop working as it is. And it is not only about services, it's about funding. It is about building the right teams and the right mindset. When we are building the teams for project implementation, we are building project-oriented people, project managers, project reporting staff, etc. We need to build capacity for real needs of the market and the ecosystem and the society after the project. We have to keep mission-oriented people and not only the project-oriented experts. We have to combine with other public fundings, with ecosystems, with partners, and that is why this was in blue. The tech park is sustainable for more than 10 years now. But there was times that the ecosystem doesn't need our laboratory services, our incubation program, or they need it less. So we rented out offices, we rented out event halls, we rented out a little bit of services, but not enough to keep us sustainable. And during this project, during this period, these were very important to our activities as though. So we have to strengthen the collaboration between ourselves in the ecosystems, the universities, the NGOs, the schools, and the business. And the last but not least, so we have to assess real and complex risk early during the project and to have risk mitigation measures. So we will have the clients after the project finishes? Do we have this? Do these services will be also active after the project? Do we need to buy new equipment in order to keep us competitive? Do the staff will leave us or not? And when we have a good risk mitigation plan, we will be able to make the EDIH or any European project more sustainable. And as I said, I don't know if I have many more minutes, but I want to make this the discussion. So can you tell me what are the main, let's say, problems or issues during the first years of EDIHs in your countries? And we can discuss how can we. Anybody?
I can start.
Okay.
For what I've heard, for most of the areas, it's even to find customers in UK. So they have a huge portfolio of services, the one that is written in the project. They might be more or less ready, but finding reaching the companies is for some of them is a problem.
And we are providing free of charge services, right?
Yes.
For the companies within the free of charge. This is the main problem. So the company have access to free of charge service. They don't pay anything. They just have to fulfill some documents. And they are not sure that they need our activities and our service in order to make them more competitive. This is very strange. So maybe in the beginning we have the same problem. with some of the services. So far, within Sofia Tech Park, because Sofia Tech Park and Sofia Tech Labs are only part of the consortium members of our EDIH. We have a huge demand for artificial intelligence, for high performance, for virtual reality, for cybersecurity. We have great capacity for test before invest services. We have great capacity for advanced testing. They don't need them. There is not single company so far that came to us and say, I want to prototype this or test this. They don't need them. And when we are starting the project, we have to research, but real research, the needs of the business before this. It is a very tough one. It's not an easy task, but this is the core and the heart of the successful project. And the other one is marketing. We have to be on social media, on the internet, different events. Of course.
I have a very, loud voice. I can be very loud. So anyway, I've seen some very strong messages or recommendations that you have in there, where you say to become sustainable or avoid being reliable on grants, build services that you can sell later, and keep people that are not expert project-based only, but they believe in mission. How do you do that? Do you have a practical example you could show us? One. And two, how do you build these services? You said you have initiated cooperations with universities, NGOs, for test before invest, business, etc. Do they pay for those services? Because that's how I see that income. If businesses come and test products within your laboratories before launching them into the market, that's one I would think. What do you do with universities? Do they provide researchers, human capacities? Do you do joint R&D projects? Just practical examples where we could perhaps also use at the EDIH in Prizren, in Kosovo.
Thank you very much for the question. So, Sofia Tech Labs, which is the entity that I'm managing, is a consortium between Sofia Tech Park, the Tech University in Sofia, the Sofia University, and some institutes from the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences. And within this consortium, Sofia Tech Park is providing the equipment. I have to say state-of-the-art equipment, which was bought several years ago for more than 25 million euros, which at least for Bulgaria is a huge amount. And the universities are providing the expertise. So we are working with the leading researchers, professors, experts in these fields, leading in Bulgaria for sure, in Europe also for sure. And before the EDIH started 2 years ago, these are the 11 laboratories. They're in different stages of their development. Some of them are mostly research-oriented, drafting papers. Some of them are business-oriented. And before this, we have good use cases and successful stories that we are providing paid services for the companies outside the EDIH or European funded projects. Companies are here on a business basis. They came, they are paying, and we are providing the services. We are developing new products and services for them. And within the EDIH, we are trying to, we are trying to implement the same type of services that we know that the companies are paying for besides the project. And we are also trying to provide a business supporting service, as I said, um, investment opportunities because any SMEs needs funding, EU funding support, and finding partners. So helping a company go abroad and finding partners in Europe. These are the three services that are soft measures that companies really need. They don't need digital maturity assessment.
Was it hard to get them to come and cooperate with you? Because in Kosovo, when I was working for a project where we were setting up knowledge technology transfer office, it was very hard to convince them that actually universities and centers like this could provide services for you. And you don't have to go elsewhere and pay like triple more than what they normally do, but you can come and test and actually just really create a product within the university and within those offices. So just your experience, was it hard to convince businesses to trust you and come and work with you? Because lots of times, you know, I come from a business perspective. To them, time is money, you know. They don't want anything bureaucratic, complex. They don't want to deal with too many people, you know, don't want to sign any documents, you know, they want the thing done. So, was it hard? Just your experience.
It was hard, it is hard, and it will be hard. It is very hard, to be honest. So, and also to be honest, the ecosystem, the business ecosystem in Bulgaria is not the best one. So, a small percentage of companies know and believe that technology services and laboratory services and scientific researchers can help them be more competitive, a small percentage. This is the situation in Bulgaria. Many of the companies, they want to do what they're doing, to have more clients, to have to do their business in the old-fashioned way. They want this, most of them. But we are living in a situation and in times that if many of the companies are not innovative enough, not ready to make digital transformation, they will lose market after 3 or 4 or 5 years or already losing markets. It is very hard. And the best way to convince them is from mouth to mouth, so word of mouth. When we are implementing services to one or another company or 2 or 3 companies, we are inviting them, like yesterday, to show that they have a good experience being our clients, not clients, our partners, and that our support could be valuable for any company.
If I may, I also want to add that it's important on the spirit of the EDIs that you are also here for evangelizing companies, okay? So, I mean, there were always IT consultancy companies that could support or offer similar services to SMEs, okay? But the spirit of the EDI is that you cover that market gap, okay? This sensitization, evangelizing, creating the spirit and creating the need is, I don't like to say that, right? But making them aware about the digital transformation, how can we, how can offer them and support them and improve their business and competitiveness and so on. So all the time that you invest in that, okay, is covered in this case by the project, but it's also part of your mission, okay? So not forget that you are not a big consultancy company for just going there to a customer that comes to you and you provide the service. No, it's not about that, okay? There's a lot of work before that that is more relevant even than the service itself.
Absolutely.
I have a question here.
Yes.
Absolutely, we have to build. Okay.
Yeah, I can do it because I think it's everyone. Since we are at services and this is one of the topics that I am really interested in, I represent Sofia Tech Park, and the park it is just created from I think February 2025. It is just in a year, and we have developed a department, we have an ecosystem, and currently we are at that phase of creating the services. And we are struggling a lot in terms of the services because businesses somehow, it is difficult to reach them because for them time is money, and it is really difficult to make this need assessment and everything else. And also even providing specific services that they want. And here I'd like that maybe if you could provide any advice how, since all EDI here have just provided their services, has raised the stage, could they provide maybe how did it start, which was the first phase of creating these services, and so that we can get good experiences and transfer to the Rana Tech Park, that somehow we do what EDI do, because we have ecosystem somehow, but just we are a public company under ministry level. So it would be really, really interesting from our point of view, just see how you raise these services and which were the first step.
At least in Sofia Tech Park. Can I try without the mic?
Screaming for help.
Excellent. At least in Sofia Tech Park, the service list was established way before the. How can we stop this?
What about the other one? Yeah, let's try.
Let's try with this one now.
No.
The sound.
Yeah.
Let's just stop the sound somehow.
Is this next door?
Let's just use this one because this one's obviously not working. Is that one now on?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's then just use this one because obviously this one is on.
Okay. The service list, at least for Sofia Tech Park, was established way before the EDIH, yes. And it was with very extensive, great analysis for the market needs back then and for the market needs in the next 4 or 5 years. And besides this analysis, we have laboratories and services that are not so needed than the other ones. It is the hardest thing to do, the hardest thing, absolutely. Sorry, I don't know how to help you with that, besides the great extensive analysis of the market needs of the ecosystem in the business. There's no other way.
You did it on your own, this analysis, as a tech park, or you provided consultancy?
Consultancy.
Consultancy.
Back then consultancy. And also we have the expertise from the universities that are and was our partners back then. So they had some kind of market research back then. On top of that, consultancy. Back in 2013, the first part of establishing Science Technology Park and the needs, the laboratories, the services, the teams, was consultancy services for market research. This was the first one. And during the EDIH period, we knew what type of services are more needed, let's say, and we developed, upgraded them during the EDIH period, so we established new services on top of the types that we know that the people want, the business want. It is easy to say, harder to do,
I know.
for sure, but yes.
We have been trying for 3 months till now, and we are still working on that, and it's really difficult.
To make this analysis, okay, okay. You will need 5 more months.
Oh, thank you. Really motivated.
Well, but not for the EDIH period, okay? Because I can see the contradiction, right? If you are still assessing what the companies need, but again, you have that project in this moment to deliver services in a short period of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can keep looking, but do not wait to start delivering because KPIs are high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
So some people lose too much time at the beginning. So, I mean, one people needs to evangelize, but the coordinator and the manager needs to keep a look on the KPIs and don't wait until the intermediary report period, because then you will not achieve them and the funding can be stopped.
That's the issue. Can you just briefly describe how you manage those fixes between the partners? Because we have some partners that provide or would like to provide similar or the same services, and how do you manage to have a list of the consortium services and then split on the let's say each partner cover some of them cybersecurity and AI, or how do you manage that?
First comment on the first questions. The first question. Actually, you're completely right. So the market analysis, we started our market analysis during the project preparation 2 years ago. So we can continue now, but the big part of the work should be finished by the preparation of the project or in the first months of the project. And regarding your questions for the competition between the partners, in our case, we don't have competitions. We have partners that are providing similar services. So, Sofia Tech Park, IST Cluster, so two of the partners within our EDIH have the services for EU funding support and investing support. But there is enough demand for that for both of the companies. So we don't have to compete for each client. And Sofia Tech Labs, the lab complex, and the Tech University of Sofia have similar, not the same, but similar services related to 3D printing and to artificial intelligence modeling. But again, there are a demand for this. And last week, we have a situation, a company that we know about the EDIH, calling. We need AI services for this modeling. I cannot rephrase the exact service now, but I knew that within our laboratory in Sofia Tech Labs, we didn't have the capacity to implement these services in the next 3 months. I know that we don't have the capacity because they are busy with other works. I took the contact of the company and shared it with Tech University so they can provide. If there is no enough demand for services within your EDIH and there is a competition between partners, maybe you should make some kind of partnership agreement that stress how the companies are distributed between the partners, but I don't know how.
Thank you. We have that issue for so many years because it's hard to define like a unique list of services for all the partners, and they are easy to implement services and those, let's say, hard one.
For me, it's perfectly normal if how many companies, how many organizations are in your consortium?
We have 5 or
5. When we have 5 or 6 or 7 partners within the consortium, for me it is not a problem that 2 of the partners can share 1 or 2 services. If there is demand for that.
We have the, let's say, common, like some CRM system where you track the clients on the consortium level, or each partner organization has its own, let's say,
we have very sophisticated CRM systems. It is called Excel. But it is very well shared between all the partners, and all the partners can see. Yes, have access. So it is Google Sheets, not Excel. Yes, all the partners can see exactly the company list, the service providers, etc. So thank you very much. If there is no other questions, I really hope that you have a very good time in Sofia for the past 1 or 2 days, or the next. And I wish you a very good event and conversations and discussions after me. I have to leave, I'm sorry for this. And wish you a good and pleasant day. Thank you.